This conference will now be recorded.
Hello friends, welcome to this talk. My name is Surendra Saxena, and you can see the contact details on the bottom of this chart. My email address and my mobile number, which is also the WhatsApp number. So feel free to contact me. I think one of the questions that I have received from many people is, which certification should I go for? IIBA offers these three certificates: CBAP, CCBA, and ECBA, and there is always a confusion which one should I go for, especially by those people who don't have a title of business analyst, though they have been working for a few years. So I thought let me clarify that thing in this presentation. So first one is we will have to understand the business analysis framework or the BABOK knowledge areas, business analysis body of knowledge, which IIBA has published. And all these three exams, they are based on that. So BABOK has something called knowledge areas, which describes the task or the work that business analysts do. And all your certification exams will be primarily based on these. So these are the 6 knowledge areas: business analysis, planning and monitoring, uh, elicitation and collaboration, requirements lifecycle management, strategy analysis, requirements analysis and design definition, and solution evaluation. So these are the 6 knowledge areas, and the exam is based on that. So let's see which certification is right for you. And I personally believe that the certification that you should choose should be related to your work. You should be able to apply this on your work, and it should be aligned with what is needed from your role. So your skills have to be aligned with the role. Certification also has to be aligned with the role. So let's start first with the top certification, which is CBAP. That requires 5+ years of experience. So it is for a senior business analyst, and it requires 5+ years of experience. So let's see actually what is expected of you when you have already spent about 5 years in the industry or in the organization. What does the organization expect you to do when you have become senior? Okay, so one of the things that organization expects you to do, that you should be able to spot a problem or the opportunity or the initiative that the organization has to take in, and that is covered in strategy analysis. Strategy is spotting that problem or an opportunity and working towards the solution. How do we reach the future state? So current state, and how do we reach that future state, ensure that future state is defined clearly and everyone has the same understanding, and develop a high level plan of how do we reach that future state, how do we go to that future state. Also see all the risks associated with this and be able to overcome those risks and reach that future state. So this is one thing that is expected out of those people who are senior, that you are able to understand the current situation, you are able to define the future situation, and you are able to take the organization to that future state. So this is one thing that is expected as you become senior. The second thing that is expected out of you is planning and tracking that plan. So as a senior person, you are expected to do the planning, which involves the work of others and the processes and engagement of various stakeholders, various tasks. And how do you track that? So what are the mechanism of monitoring that? These could be conducting different meetings, these could be reviewing some data or analyzing that data. So the mechanisms of monitoring. So plan the complete thing, plan is stakeholder engagement, and monitor that engagement and identify if anything has to be improved. So this is the second thing that is expected when you become senior. The third thing that is expected is that you take accountability for the end deliverables, which is part of solution evaluation, that you evaluate the solution and see whether the solution has delivered the value or not. Solution has taken you to the future state which you hoped to achieve through strategy analysis. Through defining that strategy, have you really reached that future state or not? And if you have not reached that future state, then need to see what is that is preventing you to realize that benefit. Is it a problem in the solution? And if it is so, then the solution has to be modified, or the problem is somewhere outside the solution, like training or like engaging some external vendors or upgrading your network infrastructure, anything actually which is preventing the value to be realized. Also then ensure that there are recommendations to correct those problems, to take appropriate action, and ultimately the organization and enterprise receives that value that you hoped to achieve. So taking full control of the end objective, right? This is what is expected from the senior person. Okay. And of course, for doing this, there will be work that will be done, and this work probably will be done by other people, so it is part of planning. So all other knowledge areas like elicitation and collaboration, right? The getting the requirements, getting the information, and ensuring that people are doing that work that they need to do, of course that is needed. Requirements analysis and design definition, analyzing those requirements, defining the solution, that is needed, and those requirements need to be managed. But the primary focus is those three things. So IIBA will test you on those three aspects: strategy analysis, business analysis, planning and monitoring, and solution evaluation. All other knowledge areas will be tested in this light, that can you take that ownership and can you deliver that value. So this certificate focuses that can you lead the entire enterprise and deliver that business value. That will be the focus of this certificate. Okay, so that's what is needed. And then the second certificate is certification of competency in business analysis, or CCBA. This is the second level of certificate. This certificate is for those people who have experience of about 2 to 3 years, right? So this experience, it means that you have started the job, you have been working for 2 years or 3 years in the organization minimum. Now let's see, what does the organization expect you to do when you have already attained that experience of 2 to 3 years. Okay. So this is the second level of certificate. And what the organization will expect you to do when you have this much of experience, the organization will expect that you are able to carry out the work fairly independently, right? So you have a quality of output that you are producing. So what is that work that business analysts do, right? So that's what will be the focus over here. What is the work that you will do independently and your organization expects you to do that work independently? So first thing that the organization will expect you to do is elicitation and collaboration. Means independently you are able to obtain that information which is relevant for that particular change. Okay, so you are you are able to extract that information which is needed. So get all that relevant information, get all those requirements, understand who are those people who have to do those that work, and work with people, collaborate with. So there are many team members and and many people in the enterprise who need to work on certain things. Ensure that they are collaborating. So this is one work that has to be done, the act of elicitation. The second thing is requirements analysis and design definition. That information that comes through elicitation has to be analyzed and converted into the requirements, has to be converted into the design, right? This is the work that has to be done. So so these people, you have to really analyze that information, that if this objective has to be fulfilled, what has to change, right? What is that we will include in the solution that exists today? What cannot change? What are those constraints and assumptions? And are there any opportunities for improvement? So do that analysis. And those are the tasks related to analysis. Document the requirements, prioritize those requirements, communicate those requirements, verify the information, verify the requirement that they are correct, validate the requirement. These are all the tasks that have to be performed. And when you become 2 to 3 years of experience, the organization will expect you to do that task independently and do that defect free. No defects in there, so do that correctly. So this is the second thing that is expected out of you. The third thing which is expected is requirements management, right? So manage the changes in the requirement. So whenever there is a change, you should be able to assess the impact and implication of that change. You should be able to get the change reviewed. You need to be able to update all those documents which requires update. You need to work with people and then get the prioritization done, communication done, trace the requirements, also evaluate if there is a change elsewhere. So this is another piece of work which organization expects you to do independently, that you are able to manage these requirements. So CCBA focuses on doing that work, and the work is done over here. Strategy analysis, business analysis, planning and monitoring, that is the work that is more of the planning, what other people need to do, right? So that also is the work, but other people will do that. Similarly, solution evaluation. So in CCBA, this is going to be the focus: elicitation and collaboration, requirements analysis and design definition, and requirements life cycle management. So here the focus is result orientation. Can you really complete that work independently? The focus is on doing the work. So all your questions will come based on that. Can you really do that independently? Now, when you do that independently, of course, you will have to refer that plan. You will have to refer the strategy. You need to also ensure that whatever you are doing is aligned to delivering that value and objective. So that will be there. So so those three things will provide the light, will provide the context for your work, but ultimately you will be doing these three things. So primary focus will be on this, right? So that's how you will be tested. So this is the second level of certificate that is there. And then the third level of certificate is for junior people, those people who are starting or planning to build the BA career. Okay, so you want to develop the skills, right? No work experience is needed. So what organization expects when you start as a fresh? They expect that you know this subject, right? You know what business analysis is. So therefore, in addition to those things, you will also learn the business analysis and be a profession. What business analysts do, who are those business analysts, who are the other stakeholders, and how business analysis work is different from the other stakeholders roles and responsibilities, how they align with each other, how they complement each other. So you will be required to know in the context of an enterprise how the business analysis work will fit, right? So that is one thing. You will learn some key concepts of business analysis. Okay, you will learn about the competencies that are needed to become an effective business analyst, right? So what competencies are required for business analyst, and how do you really evaluate whether you are good on those competencies or not, right? So what competencies are needed, and it will also cover what are the techniques that are available for business analysis. And remember, this is all from the perspective of the bookish knowledge, right? That you should be able to know this based on business analysis. So it will cover all the knowledge areas, but it will cover from the perspective of knowing, not doing, right? Knowing. Do you know what are the techniques for elicitation and collaboration, right? Do you know what are the techniques for requirements analysis? What are the techniques for requirements specifications? What modeling techniques exist, right? So it is all about knowing. Okay, so all the knowledge areas, this will be the knowledge that will be there. But again, here the more focus will be on elicitation and collaboration, requirements analysis and design definition, and requirements lifecycle management, knowing more about what is done over here rather than those three things, because you still have several years to learn those things, and then you will go over here. So this is the third certificate, entry level certificate in business analysis, ECBA. Okay, so again, to summarize what has to be done: if you have 5+ years of experience, your organization will expect you to strategize solving the problem. Your organization will expect you to participate or do independently planning your organization will expect that you take accountability for solution evaluation. And therefore, if you have that 5+ years of experience, you may not have business analysis title, right? So consider that certificate. Reach out to me for any professional help. I will help you document your experience, help you analyze your experience, see objectively if you can meet the requirement for this certificate, right? So you go for that certification. If you have 2 to 3 years of experience, you are doing the work, right? So do it from doing perspective, have this certificate, right? CCBA, okay? And if you are starting your career, do that. So this is the summary of which certificate you should be choosing, okay? Uh, uh, so this is what is the certification. And again, to summarize, CBAP focuses on strategy analysis, business analysis, planning and monitoring, and solution evaluation. CCBA will focus on requirements elicitation and requirements analysis and requirements management, more focus on requirements. And entry level certification will focus on BA profession, the competencies that are required for an effective BA, techniques, requirements elicitation, requirements analysis, and requirements management related tasks, right? So that will be the focus. So choose the right certificate that is appropriate for you. Validate Technology is an endorsed education provider. Actually, it is a premium endorsed education provider. And we are exclusive partner of Watermark Learning, which is a global leader in business analysis, about 28 years old organization, right? Validate was formed in 2009. So we are over 10 years organization, 10 years of experience in this. And we have been since then focusing on helping people like you to develop BA competencies. We have over 70 courses in business analysis. So all those courses which are related to provide you a continuous support in your career. We have over 1,000 certified business analysts through us, right? So we have been doing this work and over 1,000 certified business analysts. Watermark Learning is the only company who has the original mock exam, which is completely aligned with CBAP, CCBA, and ECBA, right? There is 100% correlation with your success and this exam simulator. This simulator has been proven and used in over 114 countries, right? We also have a BABOK 3 based book, which is displayed over here, which is and this book is very well written because after every section, after every chapter, you have a lot of quizzes to enforce your learning. You have the questions, the sample questions and all that. So this is another great resource that we provide. And we have a BABOK table. These are just 45 sheets, which gives you a concise version of BABOK 3 in color. And these sheets are excellent resource for you to take a 30,000 feet view of business analysis body of knowledge and see how they are related. Validate offers the training support. So we have classroom trainings, we have the instructor-led virtual training, which is delivered like this session is being delivered. It's completely interactive. And we also have e-learnings, right? So just visit the website www.validate-tech.com, and you can choose any of these methods of getting trained. We also provide the study guide and mock exam. So all these resources that are displayed over here, all these things are provided to you. So if you want to do self-study, you are most welcome to purchase those resources. And for anything else that you require, here is the email ID, contact@validate-tech.com, or you can also call on this number, which is written over here. And this is also my WhatsApp number. I will be happy to help you. We have been contributing consistently, continuously towards the development of the standards. So we reflect the desire and the need of the community and then bring it back to the standards. So from the Babok version 1.6, which was the first version that was released. From that version till the version 3, we have been contributing towards the development. So our partner Watermark Learning had 3 contributors in Babok 3, and Validate had 1. Similarly, PMBOK, which is Project Management Body of Knowledge, we had 3 from Watermark, and Validate 2 people have contributed. Also, the BPM, Business Process Management, they have a common body of knowledge. This is coming from ABPMP. We also contributed in that. So we continuously contribute. As a result of that, we learn from these standards, and we also provide our feedback what the industry needs in these standards. So that's what we are, and I'll come up with the next video to give you some more information about the courses. Thank you very much. Hope you find this useful, and otherwise just feel free to write to me in case you have any more questions.